And some of those clutches, like you said, whether they're replicatable or not, might actually be the swinging concept we have to keep our eye on for this game. But we're getting right into it. Team Pasha versus Team Maikelele here on Nuke as our first game of day 2. And we'll have Maikelele's team starting on that T side, so the poles will be in great position for the defensive.
Taking some quick outside control as well is Mouse. Oh, Mihu with a sharp shot coming out early on. Lele is gone, and Mihu's taking the opportunity to push forward. A player who, of course, we actually didn't get to talk too much about. Boros is going to be hearing about him firsthand. Mouse has got the entry and outside, so like you mentioned, already seeing those lurking players come into action, even if not from the players we outlined.
Yeah, just being able to get one kill in response is massive, and Mal's actually doing some more damage towards the push into the upper bomb site. Far vent full cleared, Rowland getting the kill and diving down the vent. They should be able to get a plant down on this B bomb site, and Shane can't get anything on the back end. Still a 3-on-2 here for the Maikelele squad to play in the post plant.
Oh, Shane just comes right down and Devilwalk is gone, so back to a 2-on-2, and this is what we talked about. Team Biceps does get into these late round scenarios very often. Mouse is waiting for anyone to make a move towards him, and as he catches out Mihu, that is a head gone. Shane alone in the 1-on-2, knows the position of just the one player. Second man is ducked out of vision. Taps out the bomb as well, spots out the second. Nice shot on the Mouse. He's looking so crispy, but without the kit, this is going to be difficult. Maikelele and company will take away that first.
Yeah, great pistol there from Maikelele. Just the fact that things were played out so well in that post plant, in spite of the fact that Shane is hitting incredible shots. It's also interesting that we have our situation that we were talking about yesterday, where we have Mouse versus Shane. It's like him versus the organization, which is, I don't know how true that is. There's been a transit for a lot of the NXT guys into the main roster, but some great overall kills from Mouse that round, just having so much impact on the lurk, and then as well in the post plant.
Oh yeah, this is where
it's not a throwback tournament without some throwback issues. We didn't have sound as far as we had in that first round, but headshots are still being found by the players in the server. Good impact from Shane on the Deagle. It's not a full investment round here from Team Pasha, just upgraded pistols, and so if they can do some damage, that is always lovely.
Of course, yesterday we saw a lot of nice pistol kills. There were some special players on the server in Edward and Dennis who we were seeing time and time again. It was a great throwback over there as well. Don't really see as many of those specialized players anymore.
Yeah, living up to the pistol prowess.
Boris is sneaking into the A bomb site. It's going to notice it is completely vacant and the bomb can be planted safely. Team Biceps are going to be rotating back, trying to find any sort of stragglers. And remember, there are 3 rifles purchased up by Team Maikelele, so if they end up losing out a couple of players, this economic damage is not insubstantial.
Yeah, trying to get exits is about as much as they can accomplish. The round was pretty much secured for as soon as they went through to that A bomb site. Going for the ramp stack doesn't work out, and no real opportunity to recover the weapon that was dropped by Shane. It was ultimately dispatched of. Boris did some good cleaning, but just the one exit kill, they actually moved themselves into the bomb site to see if they can get anybody going on the retreat, but they'll go up with the bomb instead. So nice start to things here for Team Maikelele. It came down to a clutch in a post plant, but then as well just dispatching of all those pistols nice and quickly. And we are going to sort the sound very, very soon as well. But I think, considering they're starting on the T side, that's about as much as you really want to see from Team Maikelele. They're getting off to a nice early groove.
Yeah, also good that the production realized we were about to go into simulating bullet noises, and no one ever wants to hear that from us. Take my word from it. We're not very good at these sound effects things going on over here.
Speak for yourself, man. I make some great sound effects.
Please.
I'm not going to give you
you put yourself on.
You said you didn't want to do it, so we're not going to do it.
Well, See, this is just trying to get away with murder practically here, Michael. You're claiming you can do something, but not demonstrating. But all right, we're gonna let this one go for now. But you're right, starting off with the pistol rounds, nice over there. Also good to see Mouse and company are not feeling intimidated by the fact that they're going up against their heroes as well. I'm sure that that's something in the back of their mind. Like you mentioned, some history with the organization, some history with the lineups. A lot of these players who we're actually seeing on the servers are all players who probably thought at one point or the other, yeah, man, like when Neo finally retires, I'm going to be the one to take his spot. But obviously that never really happened, did it?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to replace guys like that as well when they have such long, deep careers. So you have to put in the repetitions yourself. You have to show that you've got skin in the game in much the same way. Like a lot of the guys that we talk about making that transit from the early 1.x era of Counter-Strike did so just because they wanted to, and just because they had that pure love for the game. The path to being an esports professional didn't really exist properly, and it wasn't fully structured in the way that it is today. We have academy leagues, we have development programs for teams, and we have coaches, mental coaches, we have assistant everything these days. So to have all that structure now is all because of the foundations laid out by these earlier legends. And yeah, they had a little rougher back then, but in the same way that your parents used to walk 10 miles back and forth from school uphill, there is going to be some discrepancies. They've made things easier for the future pro, and I think everybody will always appreciate that.
I think one of the discrepancies that people don't realize and really appreciate is the fact that, so for context, there used to be two big events, ESWC and CAPL, which were considered to be the equivalent of the majors back in the day as well. And one of the coolest stories that I've heard, and one of the strangest things rather that I've maybe heard, is the idea that these players would travel across continents to go over to actually play in those events. And because they wouldn't have access to computers, because practice computers weren't really a thing, you were booking your own hotels as well. You probably didn't know the city well enough to know where a PC cafe is. The only warm-up you would get is on site before the match. So you'd maybe have like 10 minutes of warming up as you go into the serve, and you're playing out for 10 minutes and you're just getting the warm-up there. And that's how you get your muscles ready for your first match. Can you imagine the kind of upsets that we see? I mean, we see Astralis almost not making it to the RMR qualifying online. The fact that these guys managed to win as many tournaments as they did when they couldn't warm up is insane.
Yeah, and you also didn't get as much practice back then as well, because online games weren't really that commonplace once upon a time. Like, not a lot of people had access to stable internet connections. The netcode didn't exist.
Yeah. Oh, there goes Mouse. No lurking shenanigans this time over. Bialy doesn't want any of that, and as I say that, he himself wants to quickly duck into the vents.
Good little protocol. A lot of teams, even in today's game, have developed the idea of having that vent rotate be one of the first responders on potential lower pushes. Good damage onto Boros as well from Shane's off angle. It's a bit more of a stagnant round here for Team Maikelele, not getting these entries like they did in the previous couple of rounds now that the rifles are out and thinned down to just these 3 remaining players, and with Boros weak in the knees, it doesn't spell too much success here for Team Maikelele.
Yeah, this is just everyone falling apart afterwards. One by one, the dominoes will fall, and Maikelele and company most likely considering what to do in the next round already. Boros' demise will guarantee there should be no sort and heroics of any sort coming out. Maikelele himself at a 1-on-5, I don't think he's got that much to do here.
You won't get away with another 16-0, not this time, Maikelele. Definitely not something that even crossed their minds, but immediately a success out of the rifle round here for Team Pasha. See a reinvestment, no problems here from the T side, but won't be ideal. Only one rifle bought up by the squad. Maikelele actually still hovering for extra cash. He said he didn't want to AWP so heavy. Milky's was an AWPer, but with him being replaced, might actually see him on those duties earlier into this game than we did in the previous showing.
Interesting that Snax reveals his position this early on from there. Maybe, I mean, in all fairness, the Emperor 1, it's hard to find out where he's playing from, other than the vague vicinity of Garage. Maikelele sure as hell didn't know. Yeah,
reveal is a strong word when it comes to the A1S.
It's more like subtly hint at.
Yes.
Shot from Boros. Pashabiceps is going to be put down very quickly. Mouse follows up as well. The weapon recovered, and suddenly this round's looking risky. Snacks is forced to fade away as well. Rotating back from Secret seems to be in the cards for him. Bayali, the only first responder at this site. Waiting for any sort of push to come in. Intercepts Mouse completely. It's Devil Walk around the corner to be pushing in, and Devil Walks down as well. Rollin can trade things out though. Back to a 2-on-2 with Boros still worried about the ramp lurk from Snacks. He's left Rollin alone on this lower bomb side as he will be coming in as a late entrant. Boros spots out the first. Oh, shots to the back of the side chain is gone. Snacks takes the duel. Knows where the second should be as well. But the time is ticking down and he's not got much left. This beat from Rollin comes out and he's guaranteed the round even if he is going to take the fall. Great stuff from Boros getting that first kill on the Deagle.
Yeah, entry kill is great, and even his timing as well for coming back into the bomb site while Team Pasha were getting situated for this retake. Rowland's position wasn't sussed out quick enough, and as soon as Boros got that extra kill, just having to play that one-on-one, Snacks didn't have a kit, so he kind of played that round out as if he did. Always trying to win in some sort of way, but lacked the facilities, and so Team Maikelele will have another one of these close 1v1 wins on the B-bomb site. Solid nade. Devil Walk sits on it. And he probably doesn't do much sitting afterwards, considering the amount of shrapnel that currently is placed. And placed where the sun don't shine. Oh my goodness.
Oh dear.
Massive whiff from Bialy, and Devil will capitalize as the Boros kill as well from main. The A side very vulnerable, but they want more, and it's the lonely box player in Snacks that sussed out a 2-on-4. Team Pasha have to maybe turn heel here.
They've won a lot of these circumstances before, and he did attempt all of them. I will give this credit out to Team Biceps. They were going for everything, so if Mihu gets this kill, which should be a freebie, I wouldn't be surprised if they attempt something. Boros getting a bit dangerous on that spray, can be very labored in those awkward vertical angles.
Yeah, you can only pull down so hard. You know, spray control moves up, and you can't look further into the floor.
I can't remember if I had this conversation with you. I might have actually talked to you about this, but I actually convinced a friend of mine who was new to the game, explaining, this is back when Train existed and she was playing from Pop Dog, explaining that, oh, you can't actually spray control over here, so you just have to move according to how the spray pattern goes.
I don't think you've ever told me this, but that is so wrong.
It was so silly. She bought into it and was trying to learn the movement spray pattern for a long time.
The movement spray pattern, God.
Definitely one of my prouder moments of the game.
Yeah, it's just like you've taught somebody how to do maths the wrong way.
At least I got them thinking, and that's what really matters. Bialy's probably thinking about what went wrong with there. Devil Walk just managed to come through and destroy them.
Yeah, Devil Walk was OHP as well for that fight, so Bialy only really needed to hit like a 2 or 3 bullets to finish him off. But yeah, missed out on his chance, and I think it was a little bit dumbfounded by how close Devil Walk truly was, considering there wasn't a full wall of outside smokes.
Freebie for Boros comes out as Shane was trying to push in and find some sort of information already. Team Lele is looking very good. Maybe I spoke too soon with my estimation. Boros' addition really looks to have added a lot to their T side. Biceps, as in Mr. B himself, the only person to get 1 kill.
Well, you won't last much longer. Yeah, timing's good. Pasha just about to get aggressive, and they were planting the bomb on A. Had him completely boxed in. Pasha, boxer himself these days.
Indeed. No, it's all about boxing people in. Do you think that's a boxing term, or that's more like, you know, the actual physical boxes? I don't know.
What's a boxing term?
Like boxing something in.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, Fast scope out towards the A bomb site as Maikelele tried to take advantage of Shane's elevated positions in the previous ones, but instead it's Rollin to take note of Bayali's spray tendencies and shoot right back. Snacks, however, make short work of the Middle Eastern master of Boros. And it is back to a 4-on-4. Good damage onto Rollin and Maikelele as well. Oh, baby! Man is set out to be an AWPer! Even if he doesn't want to be, the mantle of responsibility is one that he will not shun.
You don't choose the AWP chooses you. Man, fast shots from Maikelele that has swung this round completely. Missed the one in the back. Shane's the 1-on-3.
He's just threatening Shane, reminding him not to come back for it next time, you know? He has consistently won this duel. That's really impressive.
Well, they're still going towards the B bomb site. They won't be deterred by the fact that Shane was spotted on the transit down towards the vents, but now will make his presence known. Very loud-footed. Devilwalk trying to get into an obscure position.
Made noise. He does have someone watching the cross. Maikelele is scoped right in. Now, Shane, forces out the first shot, gave himself a chance, but Devilwalk is very, very ready for this. I'm telling you, man, he was hitting the DM servers in preparation. I can see that much.
But it was Maikelele to be lethal on outside to make that round so feasible there for the T-side finish. You know, a couple of misses, you know, a couple of good baits as well from Shane to force some of those errors, but he's the one who pried open that round. And yeah, continuing to have success here on this T side. Maikelele the opening pick as well on the Deeg investment from Team Pasha. Chalked him up as one of the favorites, but Team Maikelele are storming away with success so far in this T side. Talked a little bit about how Boros might be some of the positive influence as well to the attack that they have. This guy, somebody that stepped away from his local scene to then pursue other ventures, you know, try and make it successful as a pro player. Got into FPL very quickly, I think within its first month, and then within being in FPL for maybe 1-2 weeks, he placed first in the league. So, guy certainly got the talent, some of the drive. Even joined the UK scene, so you know,
indeed,
he gets a plus in my books for that.
That's where things started to go wrong. I see. Bayali, though, showing him the other ways things can go wrong. That's pistols. And more pistols. Some rifles recovered. Time to fight. Eagle spam there as well. And Devilwalk will manage to get away after planting the bomb down the P250. Not to catch him off. Maikelele to cover. And Mouse is now playing from up top of the silo itself, leaving Snacks as a lone wolf. He often has been. Gets the first, but going for more might be too much to ask for. No kit this time either, so the defuse will be nearly impossible even if he can get these 2 kills. Spots out the first, now backs off, knows that the second is not going to be needing to reveal himself.
The difficulties continue. We talked a lot about how they might be favorites, but yeah, to have Maikelele's team storm away and to have so many of these close rounds as well, not be one out. You know, you kind of talked about the fact that all these clutch rounds didn't seem that replicatable. That Team Maikelele were gonna be a bit more lethal in moments like it. It has proven to be very true. You know, a lot of these post plants, Team Pasha haven't been able to win out in much the same way we saw on the Mirage showing that they had against Team Eaton. A dangerous prospect, having 7 rounds already on this T side, but see if they can muster up more of a positive influence on the defensive end. Wonder who it'll stem from. Right now, very standard, very defensive angles. No one trying to overstep the limits from Team Pasha. No playmaking being made.
Oh, good flick on Maikelele. He was trying to take the red box angle, but nothing at all to be done over there. Rollin smoking off Mini, trying to get involved while people are falling all around him. He's made his way over to the back of Pasha, and Pasha's going to be stabbed right in it. Second maybe to come through. Rollin instead moves quickly into the locker room, falls out of his jump, but still gets the frag.
Yeah, I won't be expecting an extra player, but that's just Rollin hitting the deck. Snacks repositioning immediately. Now Devilwalk in a clutch, and we talked about him being cerebral. Might be able to find a solid timing as well. Bialy got aggro into Hut, and I don't think that Devilwalk should account for this.
I mean, he's got plenty of time to clear some angles out, and that's exactly what he's doing. But Bialy, my only question is now, Devilwalk's not even going to take a peek inside the hut, just plants out the bomb, knows where one of these players is, so he has to be wary of it now that the op has revealed himself. Instead, positions back towards Squeaky, knows that this is where the second player should be. He's hearing footsteps inside the hut. He's read into this perfectly. Devilwalk is positioning himself like a master right now. Oh, spots out the first. It's a freebie, but he's not expecting that stab in the back that Bialy was setting up for. Devilwalk was keeping an eye on it for so long, but just can't get it.
Yeah, I mean, the positional play, being able to isolate the duel, it all goes well there for Devilwalk, but just expecting that they're trying to trade things out with how loud that first player is in hut. You know, it wasn't a very tradable position to be swung from door, so Devilwalk, I think, having a read, but it's missed in a position where he could have definitely won it. Team Pasha, massive bailout, though, to have Snacks get those kills and Bialy finish off the job. Technical timeout being called as well, so it's not what we're thinking too hard about things. Here's the issue we have in today's Counter-Strike is that, you know, once upon a time it was TeamSpeak issues, or you had I forget the other one, the raid call issues that people used to
it was Mumble,
encounter.
raid call, and TeamSpeak. Yeah.
Nowadays it's about wireless peripherals, because that's become a very dominant part of today's game. I'm a wireless enthusiast myself, but sometimes people forget to charge these things, or they disconnect, or sometimes the drivers mess up.
I just recently bought my first wireless mouse as well, so I'm quite excited about that one, actually.
I mean, I would recommend it to most people, to be honest, because it is quite a liberating experience, but it is another thing that we have as an extra technical pause, or maybe somebody's dog has entered the room. You know, that's also another thing.
Yeah.
People have moved on. Especially the players that we have in the Kinguin's Legends. You know, these people have families. You know, they have children. They have fully structured, I think, family environments for quite a lot of them, and so, you know, some of those liberties or some of those freedoms that you have as just a young up-and-coming player that all you want to do is play Counter-Strike, it's, you know, it's harder to fixate only on that.
You know, I'm looking forward to the day where maybe we can just have, like, bring your kids to work day for maybe one of these Kinguin Legends teams or so, where maybe, you know, someone brings, I think Forest's children, maybe someone like Forest, etc., just comes in, brings their kids in to play with them as well over in a tournament. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, it's just like the Legends varsity team. Like, we're giving scholarships out to the kids of pros.
That'd be pretty cool. Just saying.
It would be. It certainly would be. But
we'll probably make for some terrible CS, don't get me wrong, because Forest kids are probably very young. I mean, they're not that old. So, but you never know. You never know. Because Resume comes in, and with this, we're back to wondering whether or not Team Lele can come through and storm their way back into momentum. Of course, last clutch not won out by Devilwalk, but brings it mighty close, and with that, the CT economy is going to be finicky and fickle.
They've been doing some good work in getting the entry picks from Team Maikelele, even on these rifle buys. Door open and trying to just run through. Oh, Bialy, great job at holding the push. And Team Maikelele, there is no plan B. They tried to go in dry into the site, and it doesn't work.
Miu's got some long-range shots as well. Might as well fall. The bomb is down, and I'm just saying, Michael, it did look slightly like... whoa!
Oh
Okay, Bialy.
Come on now.
I like it. It did look a bit like Bialy did use the old movement spray technique there. Just saying, but hey, you know.
I'm not gonna indulge that. But anyone who's tried spamming through that wall, sometimes, you know, it's a pretty wide corridor, so not the easiest spam to hit. Bialy is just he's dialed in.
Team Lele have had their money reset. Of course, they did have a lot of scrappy rounds in their own right as well, but now, as they're hoping to get some damage out, Devilwalk's Glock has made its way very close over to where Bialy and Pasha are. Now, as Bialy turns around, Devilwalk, the snacks, but Devilwalk moves in. He's wishing that was a P250 or a Tech 9 instead, but Bialy will live to tell the tale.
Yeah, once you miss the headshot, it's very punishing, and Bialy has been sharp. I have to say, Pasha's ulting as well has been very on point. I think both the captains have been pretty profound on the scope.
Profound? You're getting philosophical over here. Ah, yes. MD1 with the scope.
Even if Maikelele doesn't want the AWP wants him.
Indeed. We must let go of desire to become one with you. Well, Mao's decides to live, and his future is not going to be having any of that life, at least not in this round. 7 rounds on the T side is good, but obviously Maikelele's squad would like to at least bring it up to 9 with the start that they had.
Full rifle buy here from Team Maikelele, and I wonder if they're going to try and go for something a little bit more burst orientated as well, and again in a round like this, or whether they'll go back to throwing some of this outside utility, or just spreading out and seeing if they can thin the herd before they decide on a bomb site. As though they tried to opt for the latter, but Mouse has already been found on a bit of a pursuit.
Mouse has been
towards the ramp.
And he's been one of the players to consistently find entry kills with the Deagle as well. Maikelele is gone. Snax just wants to keep taking these long-range duels from up top of the garage. This is looking reminiscent of what we had from Bialy yesterday on Mirage, because he just wants to get his triple. Just give it to him at this point. He is not stopping. Not at all. Ah, looking so good, man.
He just gets away with so much, doesn't he?
Isolated angles. Oh, sharp shooting from Boros. Good flick, but it's only just the one consolation. And it's not too much of a consolation at that, as Pashabiceps company have found their way up to 5.
Yeah, this is, I mean, that's a pretty dangerous position and precedent to set, because if Snax can be stuck completely out in the open with a singular piece of cover and still defeat all of you who dare oppose him, that is dangerous. And I think Maikelele are going to need a bit of a pace change or something slightly different to try and shift people out of spots like that much quicker.
Oh, they're going for a much faster bursting play this time over. It's what you asked for, but it is what Shen has been asking for as well. Just wants to come through, pick up those frags up on top of the door as well. Shen is having the time of his life.
Yeah, trying to take space into the bomb site, but they never really dealt with Shane. It's not even the position that he's been in frequently. It's, you know, we've seen Bialy in that spot. Now Shane taking up the mantle, as Bialy had other plans for the start of that round. He'll happily take those frags. He has been the role filler that I think we were kind of expecting. This young Shane. But really recovering this half. Maikelele were 7-1 up, and now we've had 5 in a row here for Team Pasha.
Might very well be leaning in towards their 7th as well with the entry they found over here. Would be looking towards someone like Boros for a sharp shot or 2, and he does land 1, but Pasha is still saved out by the wallbang.
Chips off half of his HP though, and that doesn't feel great. You can see how far Pasha as well has vacated back down towards Decon, and that's a position you wouldn't have expected him to take in so quickly. Actually going for the wide swing.
Wow.
Pasha hoping to take matters into his own hands, but instead it's still this 4-on-3, a slight advantage to be held, but the bomb can get secured rather quickly. Actually thinning the numbers.
Oh,
the
no.
timing as well for Boros, fantastic. Can't believe me who didn't clear it, but one-man advantage flashes in. Rollins so close to the decon doors and so quick to react to that. Teammates getting damaged up, but Rollins will finally deal with it. And Boros as well activates from ramp. A post plant again on this B-bomb site that Maikelele continued to have success on.
That looked like that round should not have been anywhere close to winnable for them. But Maikelele finding that extra kill over there. Boros getting Mihu down as well towards ramp. Just those few crucial frags to be found. The CTs unable to capitalize on their advantages that they were able to consistently get. Just some good stuff, as the ramp hit is once again what actually ends up buying them some success. Snax this time wants to get aggressive, and he's found Maikelele once again, but he's caught with the molly in his hand. The movement fails him, and Boros will cut him off.
Yeah, Bialy is well spotted, rotating down the vents, but Boros getting another kill. The entries this man has been able to produce in ramp and now outside, so significant, but Bialy's angle, so it's an easy kill for him to capitalize on, but all this extra space, they're actually going to start committing towards this A site, which is fairly vacant.
Bialy barely missing a timing over there as well. Could have feasibly found a quick kill. Instead, he will drop the bomb. Maybe he's more content with that. Shane as well moves in, gets a quick one. Roland to frag, but it's Shane to trade. It's back up to 7. It's as even as can be, but Team Maikelele are very happy with how this round has gone, all off the back of some great play from Boros.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering the 7-1 start that we found ourselves into, there was actually a very feasible chance that Team Maikelele could have had more domination within this half, but to see Team Pasha answer back in such a significant way, you know, we had some great plays from Snacks, from Bialy, we had Shane as well on some of these holds. Felt like the tone had shifted, but a final crowning round there from entry man himself in Boros. See if they can get things done on the defensive end now that the momentum started to slightly shift back into their favor.
Looks like could be another ramp pop over here as we wait to see. They've definitely got a rush in mind, but where is it going to be is the question. Roland, he's maybe even thinking of getting aggressive in the meanwhile. Pasha avoids the grenade damage. Utility being chucked out. You remember, there's no kit available for the CT, so they're looking to duel outright. Pasha yet to commit anywhere, as they are still unsure and hoping that the CTs will be the ones to make the move and get aggressive instead. Finds one. Pasha moves in. The duel was won out by him, but he's not ready for the player swinging out from hell. Turns around right in time, and Pasha's got the second. These entries and ramp from either side have been looking very good, and as glass is broken, they try to proceed forward. It's Roland they need to make quick work of. Roland still fades away, but not quite fast enough. Mihu's still finding. He's got the double, and Mao's all alone. He's got 2 guns, but is he going to be able to get the frags with them? Some quick shooting is going to get him the first 2. Opens it up as well to try and get onto the bomb site before the second man can be in the vicinity. And over from Secret, the dualies will reign!
2 guns, 1 man, 4 kills. I can't believe that Mouse has won that. A 1-on-4 where they're getting double entries on Pasha and Mihu. They're so sharp, so quick as well. I don't think the dualies are going to get there on time, but he doesn't take a single shot. This guy's dodging bullets left and right. It's some straight out of Max Payne nonsense. Wow. I mean, full-on 1v4, bomb freshly planted. That was incredible from Mouse. He even gets free armor upgrade into this next round as well, between all those fights.
That's insane. Genuinely. Now, look, there is still the problem that they get the bomb plant, but it won't matter all that much if Maikelele can keep hitting shots like that one. Pashabiceps is down for the count, and Devilwalk is down for the sneaky beaky business. The MP9 comes out, quick shot, and a grenade to follow up can blow up anyone who's trying to pursue in for the trade.
Yeah, if winning a clutch like that isn't a momentum builder or sealer, considering the way that they got around towards the tail end of that first half, then I don't know what is. Devilwalk with those 2 kills as well just alleviates so much pressure on the map, but there is space that can be taken towards the lower site, and Snacks is being very quick to do so. Bomb is still yet to make its way down to rendezvous with him. Will be uncontested, and even a gun along his path, so not just going to be reliant on the deagle. Shane's still opting for it for the one-shot headshot. These headshot angles, it's just a more lethal weapon.
Bomb tapped
I'm
out.
concerned about someone being already down lower.
Yeah. Now, though, lots of noise being made as they start to come through, splitting up between Decon and Double Doors. This is still a solid crossfire being held by the T side to try and peek in. Very little utility available for the CTs. That's going to be particularly useful over here either. But Maikelele has found the first, and with this, Shane is forced to reposition. Good for 1. Comes right back out towards the Double Doors again. It's a 1-on-2 where he has to try and bait them out into peeking him. The bomb plant is coming out, the defuse rather, and as he opens up the door, he's opened up the round as well. Mouse brings out his dualies though, and we know that means end game. He's got the kit, he's got the round, and Mouse will be forever the savior of Maikelele.
I can't believe this. I mean, I can't believe that he's just been able to pull out those dualies again. The clutch machine is Mouse on that site.
So much power.
And Shane played this so well as well. Getting that first kill, going through the doors, you know, in an area that's super hard to defend against when it comes to actually getting into the post plant or actually breaching into the bomb site. Getting past the double doors is one of the difficulties you might have. And Shane makes it so that in the post plant they have to worry about that. Small tags through on the wall bangs is actually what takes them off the defuse. Didn't matter. Mao's too good.
Once again, Team Biceps do go for another first, but I can't blame them after the one-on-one. You can really reset the CT side economy, but you need to start getting these rounds then. And that is going to be in the plans. The smokes, the flashes, everything is there. Bayali will get the kill nonetheless, and Boros is trying to funnel them in through one angle and one angle only. Gets the one quick one. Bayali is down, but the M4 recovered from Mihu, and he is content with taking control of Hell before proceeding right back down ramp to the B bomb site, where there are two CTs lying in wait. Rollin as well has made his way over. Question now becomes, how exactly are they going to be able to get their first kill in this spot? Because Boros is too low to really be able to contribute too much. Rollin trades it out though. Keeps himself alive, prioritizes the post plant instead. They've been winning plenty of those.
Oh, good kill there from Pasha. Rollin was holding for the angle that was a little deeper, but Pasha gets the adjustment faster, and now Mouse and Maikelele left in a retake. But these players are low, and Mouse has been a fiend on these retakes.
Maikelele is also making his way over, gets himself the first one. Shane is the healthy player that's quickly dealt with, and Maikelele's got damage and information on the second as well. Peek out from Mouse as the flash is there, and Maikelele just helps out once again. Talked about it before, these post plants have been looking picture perfect for Team Lele. Mouse has been a feature in every single one of them.
Yeah, it's crazy as well, because you consider how many times we've had these late round scenarios on the B bomb site, and for them to so frequently have success from their T side into their CT side, it is quite remarkable to see just how big that gap seems to be when lower is the one that's being targeted. It's also a bit strange to see that Pasha on their T side are trying to target that lower side as well, considering how contested it's been in those late rounds.
Diagonals outside. And Rodlin is hoping to get inside those smokes and see if he can get busy within them as well. Some spam will not stop Shane from crossing over. Oh, ooh.
It's all around him though.
Yeah. Really is an allergy moment. Boris on lower though has a lot of players to contend with. Peeks out, can't get the first. He was having a few moments where his first bullet looked very sharp on the T side. CT side's not been as kind to him, and Pashabiceps has not been particularly kind to Team Lele either. He's consistently been finding these mid-round kills, even if they're not able to convert the round upon them. It's some good impact nonetheless.
Equalizer kill here from Mouse, and Snacks is still on the lurk over towards A. Good tech to get down that ladder quicker than would be allowed just by walking. Mouse repositioning and trying to find isolated fights. First player in is Mihu, but Pasha in with the trade. The headshots there, but they're so low for this plant, and Devil Walk will have to take his time to get into a position to help out Maikelele, but they're allowing them to set up in these post plants. They do have an HE, they have smokes, they have the util as well to make things more contested here for Biceps, but they have all the advantages in the fights.
Oh dear, Devil Walk gets scared out by the T-side player, and instead he ends up nading himself, makes quick remedy off it, but Snacks is up to his old business all over again. Grenade's already been used, otherwise this would have been a free one for Devil Walk. The flashbang to be chucked out, maybe to give some space, but Snacks is buying into something that Devil Walk isn't selling. There is no fake in this shop, not today.
Big brains him, and Snacks didn't think that he would have the cojones to stick it, but I mean, that's mental. The repositioning there from Snacks to go from hut through the bomb site to then wrap heaven so quickly when they're just setting up for those retake positions. I mean, how could you have expected Snacks to make a play like that? But Devil Walk, massive savior for Maikelele to continue this clean sheet moving into the second half.
And Slacks has had a few of these moments where you're just thinking to yourself, oh my god, he's back. Yesterday as well to Mirage when he was playing out in Firebox, sneaking in. But again, just another one or two that is thwarted out. Unfortunately, can't quite get us the same memories. But I have to say, Team Maikelele is looking very sharp.
Entry though. And I think this is the thing, they've been finding a lot of entry duels, they've been finding a lot of advantages, but they come at a very heavy cost very frequently. Boros flanking outside so rapid after losing the garage player, but he's sussed out, and Mao's there to trade, so back into 3-on-3 after they found the entry here on Biceps.
Yeah, these mid rounds have been generally leaning the way of Pashabiceps' crew right before the late round comes in and bites right back. But this time, with Maikelele being so far removed from the rest of the crew, I think this is going to be difficult for him to try and solve. Yeah.
Yeah, good read on where Maikelele was there from Bayali. I think maybe even expecting that deeper angle that Michael was playing from, but wanted to get into a spot where he could actually help out Rowland if one of the sites got hit, so can't really blame him for the reposition. Upper site fully taken. This time it feels like this streak of rounds, these retake rounds for Maikelele comes to a close. A Rowland 1v3.
Surely this is not possible. Especially when you consider the idea that it is so tempting to save after having won so many 1v1s and, well, just a 1-2v2. Your money's absolutely demolished. Rowland's also got enough to be able to drop something like a Falmouth or an MP9 to someone in the next round if he can save this M4.
Yeah, would certainly have more options by saving this rifle. Oh, Shadow spotted, and that's what Rowland was waiting for. See if anybody rotated round, and he was right in reading it.
You can actually drop an M4 because of that kill.
Yeah, only barely, and we'll do exactly that.
4 spy round 2 M4s can be very deadly, especially if you can get them aggressive and outside, but a tech comes down and that'll be perhaps some unfortunate timing for the Maikelele squad, as it did look like they're getting ready for something in that vein.
Do wonder how aggressive they're going to get around the pistols that Team Michael are bringing to the table as well, because these rifles can certainly lock down positions, but bridging that gap for the pistols to get much action will be a little bit more difficult. See, Rowland actually invested quite a lot into this. You know, he got extra util, he's dropped that over to teammates. He's really making sure the whole fam eating.
Unfortunately, Mr. Biceps himself has had a quick drop out from the server, but maybe it's just time to go get some reps in very quickly, you know?
Yeah, the man's on a strict training regimen, so I can imagine taking an hour or two out of your day, play video games. I mean, he said it himself, you know, holding a mouse and you know, setting himself up on the keyboard. You know, some of it felt a little weird, I think, from his first game. It's like it doesn't sit right in his hand.
It always does feel strange, especially when you come back like from a big break. Yeah, I think obviously people can't really relate to the idea of going to a break from professional play because despite what Twitch chat would have you think, most of us aren't professional players. But it is something where, you know, you come back from vacation, maybe you haven't played a game in a couple of months or something like that. You go off somewhere, even after a week. It just feels so strange. I think for me personally, whenever I'm in broadcast for a few weeks and I haven't had a chance to play, going back to CS just feels like the clunkiest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's definitely a feel thing, and it affects people differently, because I know, I don't know if you have this yourself, but I have certain friends that won't pick up a game for several years and will come back and it will be like riding a bike, but that's not the typical experience. You know, most people work off of repetitions, or it is that muscle memory that somehow becomes a little bit deteriorated after a break. But you know, give yourself a day, or give yourself a few hours on one day. The next day it's gonna be like you never left. Maybe not as good, but pretty damn close, like 80% capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Your body's good at adapting to the circumstances and the repetitions you put it through. So, from lifting weights to lifting AWPs, Pasha's definitely been impressive, honestly. I think the shots that he was hitting in yesterday's game were a little bit more standard, but we've seen him hit some nice flicks and some nice reactions as well, even on the rifles. So Pasha's still got it in him.
I just googled how much an AWP weighs. I'm quite surprised. It's a lot less than I thought it would be. It's only. Do you want to take a guess? Actually, how many kilos would it be?
I'm gonna say like 5.
It's 6.5. I don't know why I thought it'd be a lot more than that.
Yeah, here's the thing with weapons is that they're actually made out of pretty lightweight materials because people have to hold them for a decent amount of time.
Yeah, but I just assumed that snipers would just be quite like heavy, because obviously a lot of in real life you're supposed to put them down on like a stand and stuff like that and then aim them. So I'd
probably be surprised at how light the Scout is in relation, because I think that's made of like very lightweight sort of polycarbonate materials, but I don't know enough about real guns, to be honest. I'm just making stuff up.
Well, right back to the server where we can see some fake guns doing some real feats of heroism, and that's what we want. Let's see whether or not these two M4s are actually able to get anything done.
I don't know if the pistol's going to get aggressive to sort of create some room, or maybe get their hands on rifles so that they can help out these two M4s. You can see a little risk-taking maybe being suggested here by Mouse, just playing close to the doors and in front of the smoke, make sure that they can't get down the vents for free.
Oh, sharp shooting from Mouse. Snacks his draw, turns around for the flashbang as well to be avoided, and it is another one. Mouse has got 2 and sets up nicely for the M4s to come in and do their dirty work. Boros is delivering down death. A one-on-one now found. Rollin has repositioned himself right back to heaven and got the timing to stop the bomb from being picked up as well. Team Maikelele are right back in it.
Yeah, first pillar of defense there is Mouse, who has been lethal on these pistols throughout the CT half, in spite of the fact he's had the rifle the most rounds out of anyone here on this CT half. Mao's just showing that he can get it done when really needed to, and so by playing in front of that smoke, like we're sort of talking about, gives room for those rifles to get the rest of the job done. Not exactly a massive moneymaker round there for Maikelele, considering that was a full investment, and it came down to another 1vx, or 1v1.
Good night. Oh!
Damage is good, and getting these kills is even better.
Might be able to come through with another one. Rollin just backs off to the back of credit card. He's been swiped out of the shop. And Muhu left wondering, is this not supposed to be a 5-on-5 game? Why am I playing 1-on-5? Come on, guys. Oh, even the legs going back. Maikelele shoots him so hard, Mihu goes into yoga.
I want you to say, I don't actually know anything about yoga. I was gonna try and link this in somehow. Weeping dog position. I don't know. There's probably some sort of breathing exercise you could have done to alleviate some stress, and maybe Pasha's team might need some of those yoga moves to forget about the past, because Team Maikelele are at the moment looking like they might just full out win this game. They didn't come in as favorites. They have the less proven of the squad, but they are certainly showing that they can get it done. The pistols running into this A bomb site, but not finding the actual site player towards the fast flank. This man is hot on their heels in so many rounds, and Team Maikelele now up to 15 very well could finish the game with a double scoreline.
Wants to be on the T side, just runs right back to ramp to join the hut rush with his AK.
I mean, there's been some good work. We talked about the fact that Rollin had looked very, very impressive on the rifle, that Boros would offer something similar in a lot of respects, but yeah, maybe didn't expect him to be so aggressive.
Pasha does find himself Boros, and that's a crucial kill after what he's been able to do in these past few rounds, but that's where Snax' demise is going to come back right to bite them. Mouse has consistently been the one to find the refrags, to be putting himself in some solid spots. Speaking of, Mihu is gone. as Roland comes through from his side.
Yeah, good to see the full clear there from Roland off the awkward timing maybe that Mihu would have found. But looking like Team Pasha might just be down and out. Ain't over until the ref pulls the bell, blows the whistle.
Yeah, I was wondering what the hell pulls the bell means. Is that a boxing thing?
It used to be an old way to ring the bell.
Ah. Okay. Well, Mouse is hoping to ring some bells over here as the players make their way back onto the bomb side. Shen has found out that he doesn't quite like having his bell rung, but doesn't have much of a say in it. Piali, perhaps their last hope in this circumstance. He can find himself some quick kills. Maybe there's something to be done over here, but being faced down by 2, now 3 players as one gets eliminated, the other pops out. Roland to close things down, make it a clean 16-8. Maikelele's squad able to win things out versus, you know, who many people were saying were the